Hello, 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 and good voch. So we went out of Mitzrayim. 210 years. Long time. And so tonight, as I said before, it's a shame we will try something new, whereas the people that are here can have open mics and can chime in and say what they think, ask things, and make it more of a try to make it more of a conversation, or maybe you can focus the arrangement. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, that's right. All right, let's go with Sipurey Baal Shemtov for this week. Sichos Haran Siper Rav Rebbe Margolius. One time he went to Baal Shemtov to the town of Brody, Brod, and he went to Rodenker. And Rebbe Margolius said that the Baal Shemtov stopped next to my house and sent someone to me to send me out. Says, Meir, come sit with me on the wagon and come with me to Brody. So I took the telephone and we went. We got the town of Brody. The Baal Shemtov came to Achsania, like one of the, looking like a merchant of sorts. And two important people came to him, gave him shalom. And I saw the Baal Shem HaKodesh finished all his money, didn't have a penny left. And I was sorry that I didn't bring money from home. So I heard the Baal Shem Tov say to the wagon driver, prepare yourself to go. And I went and I told these people that the Baal Shem is leaving. So see, when they saw that the Baal Shem Tov, I don't exactly see what he says. He says, we will go in the meantime to Beis Medrash. When the Baal Shem Tov will be ready to go, Reb Meir will let us know and we'll come. And that's the way it was. I told them and they came. And the first, rich guy told Hashem, one golden coin. When they came before him for the second time, the Baal Shem Tov gave this golden coin, was worth a lot of money, gave him back to the person who gave it to him. He says, 12 small golden coins are less than the worth of one big one. Give us to the people of the Klois of Brod. This was a very famous Besmedrash, the Klois of Brod, and the people there were very, very important to Isaac Baal Shem Tov, because he said the Shechina was resting on the Klois in Brod. And the rest of the money from the 12, small golden coins, subtracted from the big coin, give to the poor people. When I saw the Baal Shem Tov giving this big coin back to this gvir, he says, I said, I didn't know what to do. I mean, we didn't have a penny left. So I asked him, I says, why did he give the golden coin back to the Baal Shem Tov? Rebbe doesn't have a penny. So the Baal Shem Tov said, very simply, you should know, should trust that as long as Kadosh Baruch Hu exists in the world, there's nothing more to worry. And that's the way it was. They came to the city of Radville, and people from the city start coming to him to get medicines from him, and they brought money to his house. This is the story about Shem HaKodesh for this week. And the one thing that we can obviously learn from this Maisa, People tend to think that tzaddikim, especially the Baal Shemtov and people, the Magid or the Melech, whatever it is, that everything by them was always Merchen the Gadlus, there was always, expanded consciousness, always calm, everything is cool, there's no fear, there's no pressure, there's no doubt, everything is like they're like um some kind of astronauts that are like being dangled from above and everything is cool. But it's not so. It's not so. People would love for the situation to be like that. People would love to have someone who, by him, everything's always clear and sort of like dump the decision, the responsibility in his lap, and that's it. I have nothing more to worry about. What about he? What about him? Well, what about him? What do you mean? He's fine. He's always calm. He always knows what's what. He's always, in equilibrium. He's also always confident. Everything with him is 100%. But it's not so. It is not so. Every single day of every single Yid is different. It doesn't matter where Madriga you are. For people on different Madrigas, they have their own tikkunim for every single day for the way where they go. But it still remains that the tzaddikim have moments of chlisha sadas and moments of uncertainty and uh, again, I cannot speak about the madrigas of tzaddikim, but we can see that on Rosh Hashanah, the last Rosh Hashanah before he passed away, before Rabbeinu said Torah Ches in Likutei Maran Tanina, so he called him Nosson and told him, that he doesn't know what to do. Should he say the Torah or not? Was he prepared himself to say the Torah? And he had an attack of he had tuberculosis, and while Rabbeinu was preparing himself to tell the Torah on Rosh Hashanah, Rabbeinu started throwing up blood, and he had a whole pail on his lap, and he filled it up with blood. I mean, it was like there were certain points in the day they thought he was going to pass away. And he called Reb Nosson, and Reb Nosson came in, and he said, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm supposed to say Torah, and anybody who had gone through Tiku Teichecha, the Torah Ches, in the second Chelik Maran, can see flat out, it's one of the longest, most intricate teachings in Likutei Maran, B'chlal. And you would think that anybody says this Torah, would say it, must have said it with a madriga of ease and contemplation, and all the conditions were right. The point is that he was hardly alive. He was barely alive. He asked Reb Nosson, he says, maybe you shouldn't give the Torah. So Reb Nosson was mechazek Rabbeinu, gave chizik to Rabbeinu. So also at that time when you came back from where it was, he also it seemed that you wouldn't be able to say the Torah. So until Baruch Hashem, you started, and it seemed like you won't be able to, but you did. And so Rabbeinu says, okay, that's, it's like, okay, I'm Ma'aseh Nefesh. And he did that. And he says, like, and there were other cases, other such instances when Rabbeinu was like 3 years, I think it was 3 years before he passed away, um, that he told Reb Nosson Naftali that there's a question of what either he leaves this world or else um, the ksavim, his manuscripts need to be burnt, either or, and he didn't know what to do. And it was Naftali said, let the ksavim burn, and you will stay. And there are many such cases in which we can see that tzaddikim, though they are supermen, they're not automatons. They're not made of steel. Other bit, they have choice, and they have chlishas hadas, and they have sfekis. Ad kedei kach, Rabbeinu actually takes it further, and he said, that people think that he says people make two mistakes. First mistake, they think that a tzaddik never makes a mistake. And the second misconception that people have, is if a tzaddik makes a mistake, he's no longer a tzaddik. And it says both these conceptions are misconceptions. Tzaddikim make mistake. And B, if they make a mistake, still bite the tzaddikim. I mean, Moshe Rabbeinu, whatever it is, a word here, a word there, yes. The important nekuda for us in this thing, which is like the most noigea nekuda from this, is, we feel very certain within, an equilibrium within our day-to-day reality. And then comes a war like the war that came in, that started, and then some other things happen, or suddenly you have no money to pay for whatever it is you need to pay, and you have to pay the rent, and you have to pay that. No, you have to pay this, you have to pay that, and everything, comes down on a person. It could be health problems, all kinds of things like that. And it's very natural to feel, all right, so I'm just a faker. It's not the type of faker that's making other people, I'm trying to fake out other people. That's not the point. I'm out faking myself. I was in depression, I already know what's what, and I know, and I trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I believe him and everything, and then suddenly a little stump in the nose, and suddenly, whoop, I'm totally lost. Where am I? What's going on with me? I don't know. Am I coming? Am I going? Am I even religious b'chlal? Do I have emunah b'chlal? Ze beseder. Ze beseder. One of the important nakuda is, and it's a very good habit to say that when something like this happens to him, and he gets what they call a ball out of left field, and you don't know what to do with it, and it seems like all is finished, all is gone, all hope is lost, as it were. Come out and say, Kol tov v'yeh tov. With this thing, yeh beseder, yeh tov. What have you done? What did you accomplish? A lot. Try it. Akol tov v'yeh tov v'yeh beseder gmor. Rav Nosson says an unbelievable thing in Likutei Halachos. I don't remember where. He said, when a person finds himself in danger, he said, be assured that everything is going to be all right. He says, he says 99.999% of the time, everything is going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And he says, Nifnat, I mean, going out of this world like Kiddush Hashem is the Cadillac way to get to Gehenna. There's no better way to do it. You have nothing to worry about. The little of saying, as long as Kadosh Baruch Hu in this world, Yaakov Beseder. Oh, Baal Shemtov said it. What do you think? I'm the Baal Shemtov? No. That's the way that you should be. Baal Shemtov is showing you the way that you should be. הכל יהיה בסדר, זה יהיה טוב, יהיה בסדר. As long as Kadosh Baruch Hu is in this world, there's nothing what to worry about. זה יהיה בסדר. מה יהיה? לא יודע, אבל יהיה בסדר. You know, there are times that people go through their lives. They're very rare, Baruch Hashem. They're far, they're few and far in between. But certain situations in which a person goes through a crisis in his life, and there are no ready answers. But tell him, is he going to be okay? I don't know. Sometimes the answers are not what you want them to be. ועם כל זה, כל טוב, יהיה טוב, והכל טוב, וזה יהיה בסדר. People want to hear that, yeah, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Because when something that is totally out of your control happens, a person feels like it's almost like, I don't know, the best kind of example I can give to this is like, somebody is standing on your foot and won't let go, won't get off. There are no easy answers. I just get off my foot. There's no such thing. The same thing is happening now, with the hostages in Gaza. There are no answers. There are no answers. The only thing that you can say, as long as Kadosh Baruch Hu is in this world, Kol Yeh Beseder. What's the pshat of a Kol Yeh Beseder? We have no idea. I don't get this, political thing, but people are actually, getting tired. We're not used to long wars. The longest war that Israel ever had was the War of Independence. It was 1 year and 8 months or something like that. Every other war was a few weeks, a couple of months, whatever it is. I remember the Yom Kippur War was a couple of months, 3 months, whatever it is. I don't remember how long it was, but it's finished. People want to get back to feeling good, to feeling confident, to feeling, so they're coming with all kinds of this, something, okay, let's just finish it off, because there is no way of winning it. There's no way, you can't do this. Yeah, but there are the captives there. What are you going to do? As heartbreaking as it is, there is nothing to do. You have to just go in and do what you need to do. That's it. Yeah, but what will be the implications? You don't know what will be the implications. But you know what you need to do. And this is what you need to do. So you go until the end. A lot of people say, I don't have to tell you. Put yourself in the position of the families. How can you tell them anything? You can't. But that doesn't change the situation that if you do what they think that you need to do, you might as well, shut down the country and go back home, wherever home is. There are no answers. Somehow, this week is you have to, the only way to get into Yeshua is to get into the sea, jump into the sea. Everyone's, they say, okay, you need to have a plan for the day after. Amisel didn't have any plan for the day after. Yishmael says, just go. So they went. Because that this way you cannot stay where you are. So what do? וזה יהיה טוב. קדוש ברוך הוא פה, as long קדוש ברוך הוא פה, בעולם, הכל יהיה בסדר. Whatever will be, יהיה בסדר. It's a very, very important skill to know. הכל טוב, הכל יהיה בסדר. I don't know the answers. I don't know what it's going to be. But I'm telling you from experience, literally from experience. When you get to a certain point in your life, as long as you go along the way, you see, my parents did this mistakes, my teachers did this mistake, and they should have this, and they should have that, and I should have this, and I should have that, and I wish this would have been this way, or that would have been that way, or whatever the case may be. But there will get a point in your life when you will look backwards, and you'll take a look at your life, and you'll realize that every single day, every single minute, every single second, nanosecond, anything that happened to you, anything and everything that you went through was tailor-made with unbelievable precision to get you to where you need to get. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All of them. Do you have any questions? Do you want to say something?
I wanted to say, to ask two questions. First of all, about what you said in the beginning about the tzaddikim. Lots of times I want to ask about כל הגדול מחברו יצור גדול ממנו. What's the revelation? What's talking about? I mean, I don't think that the tzaddik has the same yitzhot I have, and I don't think that's bigger in what I have. That's one. Second, yeah, okay. Another question is what I answer to my wife about הכל יהיה בסדר. You understand? הכל יהיה בסדר for myself. That's a good answer. But
Okay.
when she asks, look, the matzav is like this, I don't know what we, and stuff like that. And then you say, yeah, we trust and you'll be okay. That doesn't, most times it's not a good answer. It's not enough.
Okay. So these are
Thank
great
you.
questions. These are great questions. So first of all, what's the pshat of כל הגדול מחברו יצור הגדול ממנו? What's the yes of the tzaddikim? I have no idea. It's somebody came once to the Vilna Gaon and told him, well, if I would have your Yetzirah, I'll also sit down and learn all day long. So Vilna Gaon purportedly have said, if you had my Yetzirah, you'd be dead. Okay? So what does it mean? What does it take? I don't know. But about this second thing, about telling your wife, I'm going to tell you an answer is going to surprise you. Are you ready? You are?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell her הכל יהיה בסדר. It's more important you tell her that everything will be okay. But don't worry about it. Just tell Hakol Yeh Beseder. Hakol Yeh Beseder. Because that's what your wife wants to hear from you. Shakol Yeh Beseder. Yeah, but how can I tell Shakol Beseder? I don't know Shakol Beseder. תגיד לה שהכל יהיה בסדר. If it doesn't come out right, blame me, okay? Just tell her Pinchas told me to say it. Tell your wife, הכל יהיה בסדר. הקדוש ברוך הוא יעזור לך והכל יהיה בסדר. Either way or. Hmm? What do you say? בסדר. You have
Yeah,
the
it's a
guts.
good answer. It's a good answer, but I always they come with other questions. Like how it will be, but it doesn't look like it will be. You, how do you know it will be? So that
אני
means
אומר,
we did not to answer. It'll be okay.
תגיד את זה באופן כזה, say it in such a way that it will convince.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
באמת, תשמעי ממני, יהיה בסדר.
Mhm. That means
יהיה
the problem is
בסדר,
that
אני
we
אומר
don't
לך
believe.
שיהיה בסדר, I'm telling you, everything will be okay.
Okay. That
Because
means
that's
I
what
need
she
to
wants
believe
to hear.
first.
This is what she wants to hear. This is what she needs to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to hear that you're the husband, you're here, you'll take care of things, you're responsible, the buck stops by you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
הכל יהיה, אני אומר לך שהכל יהיה בסדר.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you even more than that, it's a סגולה. If you tell your wife הכל יהיה בסדר, הקדוש ברוך הוא יעזור לך והכל יהיה בסדר בעזרת השם.
Mm-hmm.
ואז, whatever is not בסדר, the word is also בסדר.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Be a man. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
הכל יהיה בסדר.
That's not the same. Mm-hmm. Shkoyach, thank you.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before we go to Sichos Haran HaShavua? Somebody want to say something? Okay. Everybody is gun shy. All right, let's go. Hold on. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Trust Rabbeinu to throw cold water of reality on everything. Here we go. We are holding by Sicha 226. Reish Chaf Vav. Just one line. פעם אחת צחק. Rabbeinu, was smiling, and he said, "הם היו מניחים לכנוס מת אחד בין המחקרים." If you would put one dead person, and the shama for niftar, between all the mechakim, all the philosophers, all the scientists that are sitting there and philosophizing and calculating things, היו מתבטלים כל החוכמה שלהם. All the philosophies would just disappear. There are two ways of looking at this, obviously, on this crucial sikha. One of them is just realize that people are arguing and philosophizing and supposing and espousing opinions when nothing is at stake. If they were to know the emes lamito, suddenly things will become a lot less funny. here in Israel, we had, a ton of leftists that were under the impression that, you can make a Palestinian state and you can do this, and can do that. Until October 7th took place. What Lemaisa would happen is that a mess came into their picture. All the theories are out the window. You thought that those guys in Berlin were your friends, or those guys in Harvard or whatever it is, they were, buddies. You were leftist, they were leftist, you were progressive, they're progressive, blah, blah, blah. Gone, finished. But there's something deeper than that. It's not for them. It's not for them, it's for us. We are also pretty good at espousing opinions and theories, and stating opinions with this profound self-assurance, self-confidence. That's the way things are. But there is a Olam Haba. There is a Olam Haba. I saw a Likkutei Tfilos that was, I don't think anything could have crystallized the picture for me more than that. On one hand, now it's Torah based, that's a Torah Zmanis, Chelik based, Torah Zmanis, that you have to search for Kodesh Baruch Hu before we had Nikuda Tovas. And you can't judge yourself. You can't judge yourself the Kaf Choiv all the time. Verkehrt, you have to judge yourself the Kaf Schus, and how, you're good, and you're definitely good, and you want good. And don't be so quick to judge yourself. Yeah, but I did this, I did that, whatever. I'm bad, always been bad. I'm already, I'm part of the usual line of suspects. I know myself already. And when you practice Torah Rishpei base and Torah base Chelik base, you can achieve a certain level of inner peace, because you don't know what you are. You're much better than you think you are. You really are. You're much better than you think you are. Yeah, but I know these things about me and that thing. Yeah, but believe me, there are more things that you don't know about yourself than you do. But then on the other hand, as Ibn Nosson puts very, very clearly, Olam Habo, they don't let you get away with anything. But so where am I? Usually, where I am is I'm probably being wrong on both sides. Meaning I'm probably being too lenient on myself about thinking that, I'm a victim of circumstance and so forth and so on, whatever. On the other hand, I'm also being too harsh on myself. In other words, I'm lenient when I shouldn't be, and I'm harsh when I shouldn't be. That's the real dilemma. I have to be lenient on myself, and I have to be harsh on myself. My problem is I don't know when is when and which is which. Hold on just 1 second, somebody rings. Okay, so as I said before, there is this Oli Mitzri, Oli Miotzri, you know. Rabbeinu says, to put a dead person in the middle of Chever Mechakrim, of people that are hypothesizing and so forth and so on, all the chokhmas would fly out the window. So that's the answer, really, to this quagmire. Am I being too harsh on myself where I shouldn't? Being harsh on myself where I should, beseder, but being harsh on myself where I shouldn't is a problem. And being lenient on myself where I should is also okay. Being lenient on myself where I shouldn't is not okay. So where is the balance? The balance is in the answer for Rabbeinu is saying here. Put a dead person, which means put reality of the fact that one day you're going to leave this world into all the cheshbonot that you do. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to talk about this one, you talk about that one, you have an opinion, what it is. Put the nekuda, the fact that one day you're going to leave this world. And at that point in time, not even a iota of lo mevatrim al klum. There's no protection in olam haba, only in this world. The minute you put it in, remember you're connected to the tzaddik. The minute you put the fact, the nifter in between the cheshbonot, I'm telling you, you have nothing to worry about. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba b'tunyan b'yosab. Kadosh Baruch Hu would not come to, why didn't you do what the real truth was when you didn't know what the truth was? No, nobody's going to demand from you to know the unknowable. The only thing that you're going to be demanded is why didn't you bring the nifter into the middle of the highfalutin theories? This one is good, and this one is bad, and this is a Meshiga, and this one is a Rosh, and this is a Tzad. Why didn't you bring the nifter right then and there? The minute you do it, which means realize there is Olam Haba. There is Olam Haba, not only Olam Hazeh. This in of putting the nifter in there is with a dose of reality. Now, go ahead and decide whatever it is that you can. Be misguided, whatever it is, and above all, remember, yeh beseder, v'akol beseder. V'akol yeh beseder, akol yeh beseder. Tell it to yourself, tell it to your wife, tell it to your kids, especially if you have a kid that has some problems, whatever it is. Amongst everything else, tell him, akol yeh beseder bevadai. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do what you need to do. It doesn't mean that anything, but akol, Bezrat Hashem, yeh beseder gamur. בסדר גמור. כל הקדוש ברוך הוא בעולם, הכל יהיה בסדר. עד כאן הקוף א', שכוח גדול בעזרת השם, hopefully, tomorrow night, אם יצא השם, is going to be שיעור השלמה for Thursday. It's supposed to be Likut tomorrow in Breslev, and they weren't because I had to take my wife to some dikot. So we made it, B'ezras Hashem, for tomorrow evening in the Breslev Medrash B'ezras Hashem about 8 o'clock or so. So, and it'll be B'ezras Hashem on Zoom. You're welcome to come if you want. All have a gewaldige week. And as I said, הכל יהיה בסדר גמור. הכל בסדר גמור. הכל טוב, נגיד טוב.